Yo, it's your boy Straight Boss 08 from Straight Smoke Gaming, and welcome back to another GTA 5 online video. We have a very special yay or nay. We normally do these on Fridays, but with the NFL playoffs and Orb covering Madden, this got pushed way back. That's one of the problems with covering so many different games on the channel. But I definitely wanted to make sure we did this one because it is a DLC vehicle and we haven't touched on it too much. So we're going to take a look and give a thumbs up or thumbs down as to whether this vehicle is worth the sale price or not. Not just a lot of videos out there giving an opinion on whether it's worth the price. In the yay or nays that we do here on the channel, we go by the sale price. So as you can see here, this vehicle is on sale. You can get the trade price if you use this as your approach vehicle in the KO Perico heist. And if you do not, you're going to be paying the big bucks. Now, I already purchased this with my DLC spending spree video, so I paid the full price for this. And one of the things about this jet is, you can see here, it does offer a little bit of stealth if you fly at a high altitude. So that's kind of unique, as don't believe there's another jet in the game that offers that. So this could possibly be a game changer with the jets. And you can see here, it is still pretty expensive even with the trade price. You're talking over $2 million, and still with the non-trade price, we're over $3 million for this thing. So okay, it is the RO86 Alkonost. I believe I'm saying that right. And I would like to point out here, it does carry two. And yes, I had to show this. If you want to show this off in your hangar, you're literally going to have to take everything off the hangar floor, because this thing is your entire hangar. Okay, we're going to talk here about the modding, show the liveries and whatnot. Here I just wanted to show it does have countermeasures, which is good, and you'll see why later. And I'm going to talk a little bit about which countermeasures you should pick in regards to that in a moment. And one thing I do want to point out to you as well, obviously you want the best handling, the best engine, all that stuff. And then the liveries, I want to point out the liveries, when you respray this jet, you know how some of the liveries will mix in the color that you pick? Well, that is not the case with this one. The very last livery you get that puts a little icon up near the cockpit here, that one right there, that's the only one that'll use the color that you respray the jet as. All those other liveries you saw, that's the color it is, so you can't really change the camo color or anything, which I thought was kind of stupid. Rather annoying, to be honest. Here we're going to be doing a speed test. You can see here there's Orb Smoke and a Hydra. Far right, the Volatile right next to me to my right, and a Molotov to my left. And look how big this thing is. Look how wide this thing is. I mean, the Volatile's big, but this jet is just that much bigger. Okay, so we're doing a speed test, and I mean, we kind of knew how this was going to go about, and my horrible piloting skills here, I took way too wide of a turn, and it kind of set me off course, and it kind of doomed me from the start. It does pick up here a little bit closer to the end as I straighten out a little bit, and you can see the Molotov there is easily winning this race with the Hydra not too far behind. And I did have the lead on the Volatile to begin with, but then, like I said, the wide turn kind of doomed me. But in the end, I would like to say the speed on this jet is very similar to the Volatile. I really don't think there's much difference as far as speed. So you can see here the Volatile finishes just a little bit ahead of me. And as I touch down here up at the desert, the Sandy Shores airfield, I just want to touch here. You see hear me clip something as I go to land. And this thing is an absolute pain in the ass to land. I mean, granted there I wasn't coming in straight, but I landed this thing several times while I was getting clips for this video at the Sandy Shores airfield, and I mean, you're going to want to land this thing. There's nothing that it's not going to clip anything. It's just so wide that it clips things, you know. Here you can see I have, this thing is not a dogfighter, but I kind of knew that, but I had to test it. And here we're showing the countermeasures. I think the best strategy is to use the flares. That's your best get-go. Using the chaff really doesn't make a difference, in my opinion, because they're going to lock onto you. They're going to get you anyway, because this thing is just not fast. Even trying to do the loops to avoid the missiles, you could do it for a little bit, and maybe a great pilot would be able to do it a little bit better. Maybe a better pilot could do this thing some justice. Unfortunately, I am not an ace pilot, so I wasn't able to do such, but I think the flares at least give you a fight chance to avoid some, and the loops can help you avoid a couple more, but this thing's going to get you down. Homing missiles will take you out. If you get an aircraft on you, your best bet's to jump out. Okay, and of course the explosive cannons from a laser or hydra would do about the same, eat you alive. So it does take one, and then it explodes on two in the air. You can see here we're testing out, going head to head up against the volatile. We each take 2 missiles, and both of our aircrafts are destroyed after the second one while on the ground. We don't die, but our aircraft is not usable anymore. It's destroyed at 2. So I believe these vehicles, this vehicle and the volatile, have the same defense, it appears, as they're very similar. Okay, here we've gone over the defense. Now we're going over the offense, and this is all this has as far as offense. It's a bomber. This is a bombing plane. So it drops the bombs, as I showed in the modding. It gives you the clusters off the bat. If you want different bombs, you go ahead and pick those out. I went with the explosive bombs, as everyone says they're the best. Here I wanted to show out, this could help you bomb even better. Very similar to the Molotov. You could punch the left trigger to stop this plane almost to a standstill, quite frankly, which is kind of cool. This plane does handle very well, I'll give it that. I do like how it handles well. You could slow it down almost to a standstill right there, and it doesn't take much for the engine to pick back up when I hit the right trigger and start going again. So I'm going to say this plane would be very good to bomb, perhaps better than the volatile. So keep that in mind. This is a bombing plane. This is what it does. It does handle very well. The stealth mode, obviously, that is really touched. You really don't know when you're going to be off people's radars. That I don't like. I would like some type of signal. All you can do is fly high, and you don't need to be real high to be off people's maps. So that's a plus. I tested that out with Big Hoss. He was telling me when he saw me, when he didn't. So this week, there's just not enough good things about this plane. I'm going to have to give it an A. Please do not purchase. If you haven't purchased this yet, please do not purchase it. Alright guys, that's it for this Yay or Nay. Make sure you go ahead and grind those hanger crates, as it's the last night for double money on the hanger crates. And we'll see you tomorrow morning for the weekly update on GTA 5 Online.